Kathy Vick, deeply awake. Well, I hadn't come the last couple of days because I hadn't wanted to be honest. Yesterday was tremendously powerful for me. I was in solitude at sunrise and sunset, and I was with my patient, and I was with my son, and I almost went to a gathering, but then I didn't feel so good, so I went home. So I had a good 12-12. I mean, on the surface, right? Well, I started the morning with huge thought groups, and I haven't wanted to be honest about any of it. How can I be honest about this? So, did you see me? No. Yesterday was about owning this mastery. When I went up to Lookout Mountain, it was very early on. I created a vortex with my joy, and it was a huge cloud. Huge. I took a picture of it, as did a professional storm chaser photographer. And I knew I'd done it. And I met that fellow, had that experience, but I also was given a gift that day. I turned into it was bizarre. I went on to my little meditation space. The parking is illegal, but I'm always told, well, they're not going to see your car. Well, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I walk out onto my little thing. It's a little ledge that overlooks quite a lot on Lookout Mountain. And almost immediately, I felt my body turn into this puffy flame. It was white with purple at the end of the flames, and then golden tips, or purple and gold tips. I forget which. It's written down somewhere. And I was told, you are the 6th ray koan. You're the 6th ray koan. And so I said, well, isn't that nice? I wonder what a koan is. CHOHAN. I wonder what that means, is what I thought. I did my research, and Lady Nada and Lord Sananda are all over that ray. It's the Bhakti Yoga ray. Everything about it is me. Its day is Thursday. That's the day I was born. The colors are purple and gold. It just goes on and on. On and on and on and on. 6s all over my charts. So what does that mean? Well, yesterday was the day where that got anchored. I woke up. Huge realizations that sometimes in this process are sort of like, you take something in to this point where you can see the moment of the misinterpretation, the moment of the decision to hold my consciousness a certain way. And in this case, it was about resistance to giving myself love and showing myself respect and nurturing myself. I have a block. It's a wall. It has mother's face. Not my mom's, just mother. What the hell? Well, yesterday morning it became so crystal clear, because that started to happen, and I could see the twists and the hardening and the solidifications around certain beliefs that came from this decision. And beliefs that were generated as a result of the decision, not the decision generated stuff. No. An energetic choice, which by its very nature had to create a set of belief structures and expectations. Things I believed about myself, about reality. In this instance, I got done with the teachers and I knew I was sparkly and everyone around me knew. And I decided to stay local. I decided to do what I did. I knew how sparkly I was. I knew how unusual. And I know of the moment I'm talking about. And it was in the 90s. Things could have been different had I made a different choice with how I held my energy and my belief about myself. But I looked at it yesterday and realized it's perfect. It couldn't have been better. It wasn't appropriate. Sure, there are people around me who resented that I didn't let loose and fly, and have maybe thought less of me because I have more that I could have offered that I didn't. And those around me who do not recognize me, and perhaps even think that I think too highly of myself as it is. So, am I going to let the peanut gallery decide who I am anymore? What's the answer to that one, gang? The answer's no. I just get to look at that and go, oh, I see, yeah. I can see how I would feel really battered and bruised if I were to once again throw myself, my very worth, into that arena. Because then who I am and what I am is completely up for validation and rejection and all that stuff. So wow. So that was just one of the thought groups. That about resistance in my life. What started it? What perpetuated it? What was the value of it? Do I really need it anymore? And I'm convinced this is the very structure of changing the past, which Seth talks about and others do too. Anybody who knows that time is plastic knows you change something in the quote unquote past, you change everything. And I feel an easing and a loosening up. I do. So there were a lot of thought groups, a lot of them. I feel kind of bad that I didn't write any of them down. I feel kind of bad. I did do some recording yesterday, but not appropriate to release. Mostly because I was too afraid to say the words. So yesterday was all about, okay, can I really own this? Because I said long ago, in 2012, how I think Ascension will play out. There's going to be a bunch of people who, for somehow, blink out. Well, however it's done, whether it's at nighttime doing their work, or whether it's they go off on sojourns, or whatever. But when they return, they're just a little bit different. And they're a little bit wiser than the average bear. And they feel a little bit different, and it's good. Imagine. There's somebody who holds ascended energy in your midst that you can call and say, hey, I got this problem. What do you think? Ooh. That's what I wrote. Imagine the Ascended Master spilling coffee on his jeans on the way to work. What? These people don't make mistakes? They don't have accidents? Yeah. So in the morning time, it was this big thought group city, right? And then I go to work and it was lovely. It's 12:12. I posted a quote from E.E. Cummings. Seemed fitting. And then at sunset. Sunset was a big deal. At sunset, they came through and they said, there were enough people in 94. Obviously, there were enough people. The grid wasn't ready yet. And people weren't ready. The energy wasn't ready. And it was interpreted by yours truly as a failure, when really it was just an ongoing thing, and that I had a job to do, but I didn't really have it explained well to me, and I didn't ask very many questions. So it was all about the journey. At sunset, they said there finally was enough. You see, there was finally enough people. There always were. But now everything's lit up so pretty. But what they explained at sunset was that, among other things, that this day had been about really, really owning it, believing it's true, in the here and now, with people who don't see it. How about I see it and they don't? How about that one? How about when somebody else doesn't see it, I still have sight? I had so very little fear yesterday about anything, and goodwill, very generous of spirit. It was a good day. But at sunset, yeah, there was always enough people, and I did my journey the way I wanted to do it, basically. And the sense of just completion, and that there's something that is done. I'm not allowed access to the other messages, and that's fine with me. They'll come separately. Kind of had that feeling. It's this that I've noticed a change in. That I'm really much more comfortable in owning this, and comfortable and confident that this is my normal. Saying, yeah, they just told me la la la, or oh, I don't have access to that, I don't believe that that's appropriate right now, or whatever. That's just me. And I'm not defensive about it anymore. There's just no fear. And if there's fear, it's not from me. And it's easily quieted. And now it's 12:13. The 13 is actually a much loved number. It's become, I'm very fond of it. It fills me with anticipation and excitement. It's the next adventure. 13. It's the next planet to be seeded. It's the next adventure. This was all 12 based. And although the math will be 12 based, 13 will be the shining light, as 12 is the shining light of this planet. This is the 12th chakra lit up in the body of God, an ascended planet in ascension status. I saw it in a meditation very early on. Took my breath away. This ascension is a completion of a huge process that goes back longer than we can appreciate, and involves so much life, so many planets. Imagine the drama in your life right now. Now, imagine, tweak something just a little bit in your life, and have that entire lifetime and all the lifetimes attendant to it on a different planet, and a different planet, and a different planet, and a different planet. Chakras in the body of God. It was during that time, in the space of about a week or two, that I saw myself as a sort of like a silver, looks like a pool of mercury. Huge, huge, floating in space, this huge silver goddess, just sort of undulating and moving and flowing. Oh. And I understood that was me. And I had just received the vision of looking at myself, and as I moved my head, my physical head, the vision of this thing changed, and I realized that was me, and I was that. And it was in a reflection, it was shards of mirror. And I realized that was what 3D is like. It feels very disjointed, it feels very disconnected, and lots of reflections and lots of projections and lots of not quite having it right. So this process has been, for me, it's a lot. On the 11th, I realized, wow, driving to my dad's house on Sunday, heck, I know what this is like. This is like going from a stick car to an automatic. And I'm not, and this morning I said the same thing, it's like, I'm not, you know how sometimes you're trying to get in gear and the engine dies. Or there's a, no. It ain't like that no mo. What overrides it is this thing about mastery. And who is it who gets to decide that? Dudes. You or me. Well, that would be me. And I know after just reading, all I have to do is read I've read like, I don't know, 19 websites on Lady Nada, and this, I don't care about the Lady Nada stuff. I could care less. It's all myth. Sixth Ray koan? Oh, are you kidding me? Hi. Just put my name there now. It's just weird. It just rings. You don't have to believe it. I don't care if you do or not. Does it change my life any? It's like coming home. Does it change your life after you've been at college for your first year and you've had bizarre sexual experiences, you've had bizarre experiences with professors, you've been stretched, you've been pushed, maybe you've been bullied, maybe you were raped, maybe you were beaten up, maybe you were given A's, maybe you're on the honor roll, but whatever happened to you, you are different. And you come home, and it's better than it ever was, because now you have independence, you have some say, you have a little bit of authority, you have a little bit of identity, but you have comfort. You're around people who know you better than anyone else, and who, as imperfectly or perfectly as they can, love you. Does that change you? Well, I would hope so. I would hope it would make you feel better. Because this has made me feel better. I know I don't have to leave. That's the realization I had yesterday morning at the door, locking my house. I'm not leaving anything. It's all coming with me. And there's nothing on the outside that is bigger or stronger than what's inside me. Simply put. And I know I'm shinier, kinder, and wiser than much that I will encounter today. So, is it time for me to complain to them about that? Or to you about them, about that? Or is it maybe just time to be indulgent and kind? To surprise the bitter with sweetness, and the defensive with softness. It's fun. So you think you're going to see a change in me? Do you think you already are? I do. And I'm glad for that. Long time coming. Because from here, yeah, it is about writing comedy and not so much shaking this off. What is there to shake off? This is what made me beautiful. And I would certainly hope that I would be lecturing and speaking and teaching soon. That would make sense. For all of my rock and roll and sexuality, I think I have a lot to offer, don't you? I do. And it'll come. And in the meantime, I have one or two chops. So I'm fine. I know how to manage myself, and I know how to entertain myself. To close, I want to say this thing they gave me on the bleachers is two things. First, there was the who do whales swim with kind of thing. There's the other thing, too. This has been a period of asking myself very deeply and very, well, honestly. Do I want to continue living, or do I want to check out and go elsewhere? I want to go to Africa, and I want to be a quantum embryologist, but I prefer it if it was base 12 math. I don't really want to do that work until then, and I don't want to be in the groundbreaking, hey, F you establishment, I want to do this instead kind of thing. I've had enough of that. So it may be a while. But that's what they were asking. Yesterday especially. Well, you know, when we ask you, what do you want? That's one of the core questions. Do you want to stay? It's not about shrugging and saying, I guess so, anymore. Do you want to stay? And it's funny. On the bleachers, I understood that if I were to make a commitment, that why would I think that I wouldn't get a blast of light? Why would I think I wouldn't be healed with light? And yesterday I'm walking around and thinking about healing others, and just how easy that is. It's the easiest thing. Easiest thing. If they accept it, if they're in a place where they can be open to it. And I'm thinking to myself, how can I possibly be thinking that it's just normal to confer complete remission to someone else and I don't get it? That's ridiculous. That's just nonsense. Of course that light is for me too. But what really sealed the deal is that for me, you just have to understand something about me, okay? For all the sexuality and all the la-la talk, when it comes to relationship and love, I'm such a sap. And I love pretty exclusively and pretty profoundly. And I had made it very plain for decades now. I don't want to stick around if I don't have a partner. I've done that enough. I am tired of not having a partner. So if that's how it's going to be, I don't want to be here, quite frankly. And for good or ill, that's how I feel. And on the bleachers, that message, who do whales swim with? Yeah, they swim with, there's a lot of fish that love to swim with whales. Who do they swim with? Who do they form energetic Merkabas with and run grids with? Other whales. That particular nugget has stuck with me, and it has expanded, and I feel so at peace about this. It's dawning on me. Yeah, I'm not the only one. How long have I been saying that? I'm not the only whale. Of course I'm going to meet other whales. Of course. Of course. Of course I already have. Duh. So, do I want to live? Well, yeah. Yeah. Because I'm not the only one. There are other whales out there. And we are awake now. We are awake now. Pretty neat. Pretty, huh? So, yeah, I'm a sap. I have these people who light up like the sun in my life. And others who should light up who just simply don't. Oops, sorry. And, it is what it is. I'll know. I always know. And I don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm covered. This is what it was. At sunset. I've always known I'm protected. I believed the moment I heard it, this is not a survival lifetime. You are protected. They told me that a lot in the 90s. And I've always known it. Always known. So yesterday, after a day of being shown a little bit more about what this is about and my role and blah, blah, blah. They said, hey, sure, you're protected. You know you're protected. You like that you were protected. You know that the ones you love carry that energy, and they are also protected, whether they believe it or not. Why? Why? Why are you protected? You ever ask yourself that? I got a glimpse. First I saw what I've done. It's beginning to dawn on me. It's intense what I am and what I've done. But it's because there was something that needed to be given to humanity, and it couldn't be any other way. It had to be like this. I am protected. I am so well loved. And it's one of those days where my team is just sort of, they're all kicking back and smoking and drinking coffee and laughing because they're all saying, oh, we can take a day off. She figured some shit out. I think I'm going to label that this. Angels on break. All right, we'll have a super terrific day. I saw 2525. That was very pretty. I hope you have a very pretty day. 1213. And then pretty soon it's the solstice, and it's Christmas. And then it's New Year's, and then thank Christ it's January. I can't wait till February. I can't wait till March. I just love it all. I know March completes a process for me of some sort. I don't know. I know. I'm not going to worry about it, because from here on out it's like, yeah, sure, there's going to be shit. Yeah, sure, the collective's all fucked up. Yeah, well, whatever. We'll be enjoying that. And assisting as needed. Alright, have a super terrific day. Namaste.